The Bhimasethu Munivrunda Mutt is situated on the banks of the river Tunga and is 6 kilometers away from Thirthahalli. The title Bhimasethu recalls an incident related to Bhimasena, who was one of the Pandavas. When the Pandavas came from Vanavasa near Thirthahalli, they decided to halt at Kavale Durga. Draupadi, the wife of the Pandavas, prayed Lord Bhimasena to arrange for water for Anheka, or daily rituals for Pandavas. Then Lord Bhimasena decided to build a bridge across the river Tunga, which was flowing nearby, by offering Sankalpa to Sri Krishna that he would stop constructing the bridge before the sunrise of the following day. On hearing about the decision taken by Lord Bhimasena, the sages of the land started to worry, as the people living there depended on water from the river Tunga. During this time, Doorvasa, a sage of the lineage, worshipped the Lord to help them with a remedy. Lord Krishna, on hearing the prayers of Doorvasa, Lord Sri Krishna took the form of a cock and started to coo before the sunrise. On hearing the cock coo, Lord Bhimasena stopped his work. He realized that it was Sri Lord Krishna's plan from stopping him from constructing the bridge. Lord Sri Krishna appeared in front of Bhimasena and made him realize the inconvenience that would have been caused due to the action to the sages living in the land. Bhimasena immediately freed the water through these 3 places of the bridge. Even now, this place can be recognized easily. It was because of this bridge the place came to be known as Bhimasethu or Bhimanakatte. Being a resident for thousands of sages headed by Doorvasa Munivrunda, the Mutt was named as Bhimasethu Munivrunda Mutt. It's also called as the Sri Madhachuda Prakshacharya Samastana and also as Jagadguru Sri Madhvacharya Guru Mata. Learning in ancient times primarily comprised the study of Vedas and other lores. The teaching of holy texts was commenced by Lord through different forms or rupa. The Lord blessed God Brahma and others with wealth of Shastric learning. Once in the form of Swan Hamsa, the Lord instructed some disciplinary norms of sagic life for mandatory practice. He set himself as a paradigm of sagic life and donned a parambara, the tradition. In this noble tradition, many sages of magnanimous personality succeeded. These sages inherited rich knowledge and mystic power. They embraced the discipline of sagic life. The sages were proficient and skilled to promote the grandeurs of the tradition. They sermonized the right information of different lores. It is an unbreakable parambara headed by Lord Hamsa. Then it was elegantly embellished by God Brahma, Sanaka and other sages. Sage Doorvasa, Garudavahana Tirtha, Kaivalya Tirtha, Paratirtha, Satyaprajna, Prajna Tirtha, Achyuta Prakashacharya and then Sri Madhvacharya. The Sannyasa Parambara started from this lineage. God Brahma used to worship the Lord in different forms. After him, the icons were inherited by sage Sanaka and others, widely known as Brahmanasaputras. After the Brahmanasaputras, these icons were inherited by the well-known sage Doorvasa. Sage Doorvasa continued teaching the lores and worshipped the Lord. During his sacred tour, he and his pupils reached the bank of river Tunga near Thirthahalli. He was mesmerized by the serenity of the place and continued to stay there for a longer duration. Since then, the place came to be known as Doorvasapuram. The descendant of sage Doorvasa practiced teaching the skills of parambara to their disciples and went for Tattva Prachara. A sage of high rank and reputation, Sri Kaivalya Tirtha was a sage of high knowledge and mystic power. On knowing his greatness, the king of Pandava race, Janamejaya, gifted the great scholar Sri Kaivalya Tirtha the land of Doorvasapuram. A mention of the gifts to Sri Kaivalya Tirtha is made on copper plate that is preserved in the Archaeological Museum of Shimoga. Doorvasapuram was considered as the headquarters of the sages. One of the sages, Sri Achyuta Prakashacharya, who belonged to the same parambara, went on a sacred tour for Tatya Prachara. During this time, when he was in Udupi, he was given a hint by Lord Ananteshwara to nominate Sri Madhvacharya as the successor of his lineage. Sri Madhvacharya, who succeeded Achyuta Prakashacharya, gave due importance to Bhakti movement. Sri Madhvacharya preached the doctrines of the lineage to his pupils, out of which he made few of them as successors of this lineage, among which Sri Satyatirtha is of important mention. Realizing the intent of his guru, Achyuta Prakashacharya, Sri Madhvacharya submitted his Shishya Sri Satyatirtha to him. The icons of the lineage were given to Sri Madhvacharya by his guru Sri Achyuta Prakashacharya. There needs to be a due mention of Damodara Shaligramam that was presented by Madhvacharya to his guru Achyuta Prakashacharya as a Guru Kanike. Since then, the lineage has been known as Achyuta Prakashatirtha Samastana, Bhimanakatte Math.